Hello! Just in time, we're about to start. My name is Sean and I will be your host for today. Now I'm very excited because we have an amazing product to show you guys today. But before that, come on in, make yourself feel comfortable and we will start very soon. Now let me introduce to you Mr. Lee Huaipin, who is the Business Development Manager for Malaysia's mobile division. Now before we begin, we are doing a live stream right now where you can win amazing prizes. All you have to do is stay tuned during this live stream. Make sure you guys share, comment, like, and when we get enough engagement, we will release a few questions during the entire span of this live stream where you guys can win amazing prizes. Now, the winners of this contest, when you guys get the right answers, will be announced later after the live stream. But now we are talking about the main subject for today, which is the Zenfone 5Z. Now we have the Zenfone 5Z in a box right now, which we will be unboxing with Lee right here. And let's get it started. Okay. So what can people expect when they buy the Zenfone 5Z?
Right. Let me show you guys. Alright. So this is our Zenfone 5Z box. A little while back, in 2 months, we just launched our Zenfone 5, and this is our flagship of the year. Alright. Now let me just start with the unboxing.
Yeah, you can see the box is really nice, very good quality.
Now let us look at the accessory first. Alright, here we have a SIM ejector pin.
Don't mind the train passing by, we are very near an LRT station.
And then we have included a GPU case, which is a clear case. Now you guys can have a look. Alright, now inside the phone, inside the box there is of course the Zenfone 5Z. This is the midnight blue. And what else do we have in the box? Alright, we have a fast charger, okay, with the UK adapter. Just plug it in. And we have a Type-C USB cable for you to charge the phone. And this is something we are proud of. A lot of manufacturers today, they are not giving the earphone included in the box, and this is our Zen Ear high-res earphone with microphone. Okay, and
so it's a special version of the
it's an upgrade version
of
all the earphone that we included in all our products. Right?
Okay.
And not only that, we do have a few other tips for you to fit your ear. Right? So this is something a lot of manufacturers don't do these days. Okay. So that is the unboxing of the Zenfone 5Z.
Okay, this is really great. Now I'm just looking at the overall build of the device. It's really solid. Lee, can you tell us more about the overall design of it?
Yep. Okay, now let's talk about the body of the phone first. Right? Now this phone is built with the special aerospace grade aluminum, which is light but at the same time incredibly strong. Right? Now the finishing is used zircon sandblasting technology and intricate 8-layer optical coating process. Now, if you look at all the flagship in the market, say OnePlus 6 or the Samsung S9, right? They are all using very glass finishing. Okay, so what is different between our Zenfone 5Z and others? So we look at that. This is what we call our unique design ID, which you can see in all our flagship products, including our notebooks, which we call it the ZenBook. Okay, so you see this amazing
circular
design, which is not available, which you can achieve using this technology, the zircon sandblasting and the intricate 8-layer coating process to make it stand out from the market. And what else? The glass. This is made of 2.5D Corning Gorilla Glass for your maximum protection of the phone.
Okay, that is great. Now we've talked about the display, since you mentioned the glass itself, let's look into the display. What can people expect from the display itself? It looks beautiful, by the way.
Now, the display, as you can see, this is a 19:9 all-screen display, and the resolution is Full HD Plus together with a DCI P3 color space. So this DCI P3 color space is used in only the highest end phone in the market, such as the iPhone X, which provide you with very crisp color and almost natural. Alright, and even though this size is 6.2 inch, but it's in a 5.5 inch body. Look at my hand. It's it's the smallest hand I know among guys, but it fits comfortably in my hand, right? And what else? It's more screen, same size, with 90% screen to body ratio, which is also one of the highest in the industry. Okay. While the panel, the Zenfone 5Z, it has a 7.28 million sub-pixels, and the OnePlus 6, which is one of the flagship in the market, they have about 4.92 million sub-pixels. So we are about 80 and 90% more pixels.
Oh, that's amazing. Okay, now we've talked about the overall physical attributes of the device. What can people expect from the performance and what's inside this Zenfone 5Z?
Now, when we are talking about flagship, okay, flagship device, normally it comes with all these flagship hardware. This is not accepted in our latest flagship phone. It comes with a Snapdragon 845 processor, which is a 10 nanometer CPU, and the graphic uses a 630 Adreno GPU with AI engine, and it comes with up to 8 GB RAM and also 256 GB storage, which is highest in the industry as well. Now, when we talk about flagship, the most important thing is performance, right? So how do we measure our performance? Normally we use special apps such as the Antutu. Now you can look at the screen. We have included some of the Antutu score in comparison with our competitors like the Mi Mix 2S or the OnePlus 6. Our Zenfone 5Z managed to achieve 273K point score, and it's winning marginally against all the other flagship. But that is not all. We have other performance that I can show you now, like the AI boost. Now you can use this AI boost to boost the performance when you need it. Say when you are playing games, you can turn the AI boost on, so all the resources will be diverted to the game. Okay. Next is the Zenfone 5Z software, which is also one of the most important things when we're talking about a flagship smartphone. It comes with Android 8.0 and also our Zen UI 5.0. So what is the Zenfone UI 5.0 comes with a lot of new stuff which is incorporated in only the Zenfone 5Z. Okay?
Well, that is a feature-packed phone, Lee. Now, if you guys have been watching, please make sure to like, comment, also share. And if for the people who have just joined, we are having a live stream launch right now for the Zenfone 5Z. Now, we have gotten great amount of engagement right now, and now we will release the first contest question, which is, what is the Snapdragon processor that the Zenfone 5Z uses? We've just mentioned and talked about it. Lee just mentioned that there's amazing specs in the phone. You know the answer to it. All you need to do now is comment in the comment section below with the answer. Tell your friends, share, like, so you can increase your chances of winning, and there are amazing prizes for you. So make sure you comment right now. And now we've been talking a lot about the features of the Zenfone 5Z. Now, Lee, can you tell us more about the audio features as well?
Okay, now we have included a very incredible Zen ES in the box, right? So that is not all. This phone actually have a very powerful dual speakers, right? When I say powerful, it has a 5 magnet speakers together with the NXP amp for each of the speakers. Now, for wired standard, we do have high-res audio on the phone, and also DTS:X 7.1 included in the phone itself. Well, for those who prefer wireless, this phone comes with the Bluetooth 5.0 and also Qualcomm aptX to enhance the music performance. Now let me just show you one of the video of our latest advertisement of the Zenfone 5 from YouTube. Now, this is the sound that you can listen from both of the speaker now. Now when I cover the bottom of part of the speaker, now you listen. Now you can hear the bass coming out directly from the phone itself. Okay? So this is the performance of the speaker on the phone itself.
Very, very impressive. How about the battery?
The battery, this phone comes built in with 3300 mAh battery, and while for the web browsing, it can last you up to 14 hours. And on the PC mark, battery mark, which is one of the standard that people use to, gauge how the performance of their phone, it can last up to 9.3 hours, which is much better than our competitor you can see on the side screen, right? And another special thing about this phone is most of the flagship phone nowadays, they only come in single SIM. But for our Zenfone 5Z, it comes with a hybrid SIM slot, which means you can also slot in extra micro SD card and also the SIM card at the same time. If you look at our closest competitor OnePlus 6 or the Mi Mix 2S, both of them can only put in the dual nano SIM without the SD card.
I see, that is very, very useful indeed. Now we've covered the features of the phone, the display, the overall build quality. Now how about the main thing probably the Zenfone 5Z is good at, the camera. Tell us more about it.
Now, perhaps this year, this is one of the best camera that we have produced this year. Okay, it comes with IMX363 Sony sensor and built in with OIS, also with 5 times light sensitivity. Also, it uses f1.8 large aperture, and the camera at the back, it is a dual camera setup. The first lens is 12 megapixel, and the second one is a wide angle lens for you to capture up to 120 degrees and 200% wider view.
Wow, that is really, really
Another interesting thing about our camera, which I think most of the smartphone out there they don't provide, is that we provide you to shoot like a pro, which means there is a pro mode where you can shoot in RAW file support, and also you can access all the settings such as the aperture, the brightness, whether you want to do a manual focus, okay? And also it has about 60 plus presets and also a tripod camera mode. Other than that, there is something very, very intelligent about this camera. It has AI scene detection. When I say AI scene detection, it means when I'm shooting at probably plants, it will enhance the color of the plants, say into green, and then it has another 16 scenes and subjects which is able to detect now, which includes all this in another screen that we are going to show.
I see. Okay. Now you mentioned that there are 16 screens that the Zenfone 5Z's AI screen, the scene detection can detect, correct? Okay, we are going to test it out right in front of you guys. We have fruits actually. Let's just see if this happens. I have a camera here. Let's see. Oh yeah, it detects.
So you can look at there is a fruit logo.
Yeah. Okay, let's try again.
Yep. Now you can just shoot it.
Okay. I see. Well, very useful. I think let's try it with plants. I think one of the things are also plants. Let's see next one. Let's see if this works. Okay. Yep. Okay. I see. So what happens when they detect
let's say we are taking the plant, right? It will enhance the green color of the the parts to make it stand out in the pictures.
I see. Okay, very impressive. Now, since we are on the subject of cameras, thank you so much, Lee. We will move on to the second part right now, which is to talk more about photography itself. So to talk about photography, we have none other than Peter Tan, a good friend of Asus and also a master photographer at his art, who also shoots portraits, wedding pictures, and also commercials. Nice to have you, Mr. Peter Tan.
Thank you, Sean.
Yeah, that's great to have you here. Now, I know you've been using the Zenfone 5Z yourself personally for quite a while. What is your first impressions about the camera?
Now, you have to look at Zenfone 5Z is a flagship camera. It's driven by a Snapdragon 845. With flagship performances, that drives the camera even faster. Every time I use the camera, it's really nice. It's snappy. Autofocus is really cool because whatever I point at, it gets the picture right. I don't have any issues with the color. It's really quite natural compared to any other phones that anyone else uses. The colors are very neutral. It doesn't go cold or too warm. It's really whatever you see with your eyes, it captures it. The Snapdragon drives the entire camera really well at 845. It's really snappy.
Wow, that is very good. Now, we actually took a few picture samples with
Yes,
other
we
competitors.
Yes, we did.
And we're just we have a screen right in front here where we're going to just show you the examples of the pictures that have been taken. Now, Peter, tell me, what do you notice about the Zenfone 5Z's camera?
First of all, if you look at the camera, we're looking at a picture that's taken from a street level. It's looking at a building that's really tall. You notice that the Zenfone 5Z camera, there's very little distortion. At any angle when you take a picture of a building, it's quite wide itself. Covers from the tip all the way to the bottom. In fact, more than the other camera angles. This is about maybe, perhaps on a regular camera, it's about 28, 27 degrees wide view. 28, 27 mm actually. You really notice that it's really nice that we can even see the door on the bottom, all the way to the tip of the entire building. Whereas the others, you would have already cropped off the door.
Oh yeah.
I think that alone is coverage is really nice. Second thing, if you notice, is that the color again, it's not blue as in too cold, it's not too warm as in too yellow. It's just right in the middle. Of course, once you already snapped it, and then if you wanted to make it blue, you can always do it in post production. I think that's really a fantastic camera.
Right. Okay.
Apparently on the EXO Mark, it's the best ever Asus Zenfone camera. That's I think it was at 93 or 94 points.
Yeah, definitely one of
really incredible. Really incredible.
That's great. How about this?
Okay, so outdoors.
Yeah.
You realize that I think at any point in time, it's the greens in outdoor scenes. It's the greens that really capture your attention. So here, if you look at the picture, it's really nice and lush looking. And you can even see below the green trees. There's still some details. It's not completely black. Or if you compare it with another picture on the left hand side. They try to overcompensate it with a little bit of camera. So if you're looking with your own eyes, you see it naturally. It's captured naturally, rather than an overly processed picture. You can process the picture further, but with handphones, you just want to get it right in camera, and you just move on.
Yeah, you're right. How about this one? I think the particular one thing that definitely stands out is the greenness of the leaves.
Yes, I think if you look at the one from the middle, there's a little bit too yellow in the green itself. So it looks a little bit almost like a fake plant.
I think that's fair to say.
Even on the one on the left, the yellow is washed out, so you're left with the greens itself. But look at the Zenfone 5. I think that's really natural. The yellows and the greens are very well balanced. The details, there's a nice little shine on the leaf itself. That helps a lot. It makes it look almost 3D coming out of the phone.
Right. Okay. Moving on.
HDR. I think at any point in time, we all look at the last generation of camera phones. It's really tough to try and capture something that has a lot of highlights, that's really bright, and then try and capture shadows. I think with the Zenfone 5Z, it's a very nice balance. You still see the shadows inside, and yet you don't let go of the highlights. It's a nice balance. It's not overly done. Again, it's a natural way of looking at it rather than overly processed.
Right. Okay, great. Moving on.
Night issue.
Night, yeah.
Well, okay, that's a tough one. I think every single camera manufacturer would have a slight issue with night modes. You either employ a lot of software to correct it or to fix it.
Yeah.
You can, it's not wrong, but sometimes you just want to do a quick night shot. Yeah, you don't want to hold it too long.
Right.
With some other phones, they tell you hold it for 3 or 4 seconds to try and capture more details. I think that's fair. It's still software processing, but the 5Z, I think it does a fine job. It's not too overly processed again. Again, very natural details.
Okay. Subject real close.
Okay. So this one, I think with most camera phones, everyone's touting this feature. Yeah. The difference between 5Z and the rest, it makes it a lot more natural. It's again, I'm gonna not overuse the term, but it's not overly processed. If you look at the out of focus areas, you still can adjust. There's some software processing involved. I think that's fair. But at the same time, if you look at the details in the foreground, the subject itself, it's very, very soft and natural. It's not overly sharp. The colors come out quite true. It's not overly saturated. Maybe I'm using the word over too much. But guess what? It's just right. You don't work too hard for it. It does the job for you, and you move on. You're not trying to be a photographer, but you just want to capture everyday life.
Yeah, that is correct. Yeah,
fantastic.
That is truly amazing. Now I know that is when people are just random people outside taking pictures now, and specifically for you as a photographer, when you have more time to take it in your own space, in your own zone, you can, I'm assuming you can take more amazing pictures. And actually,
and we have.
This is actually one of the examples for it that you've taken, which I think what's very incredible is that we can print it at such big scale, which is much bigger than it's bigger than life.
Right.
I mean,
you're quite a tall person, but compared to next to the picture, it does look a little bit small. But let's look at what the size is and give the audience a little bit of an idea of what size this is. This is A2.
Okay.
Which is twice bigger than A3.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That's correct. Twice bigger than A3 and 4 times bigger than A4. So if you're looking at an A4, that's 1/4 of the picture that would just printed that size. This is an A2 size. At that, you gotta really be impressed with the camera.
Yeah.
You print it out at A2, you still can see details. I'm going up close.
Yeah.
You're looking at the kettle top.
Yeah.
You can even see the dust.
Specks of the dust.
Right, and if you look at this camera, colors are fantastic. Details are good. There's a slight depth of field into the picture. I'm impressed. I took the camera out. I have to be honest with you. This was about 3 hours after they passed me the camera. I was just having lunch at this restaurant, and I said, "Hey, that looks like a nice pot. A nice teapot. It's a display item. They never really did clean the which is a good thing.
It's a good thing.
Yeah, I could show it
off.
Yes. So if you look at it, it's nice. And I went there and said, "Hey, can I take a picture of that?" Waitress said, "Go ahead. Not a big deal." And that's what I did. Within 3 hours, I switched it on. It's almost auto mode, and then that's what I did. Very little is done to it. You can see even the textures of the table that was on. The lighting was just perfect at that point in time. Everything just came together. We have more pictures, right? What's the next picture you want to talk about?
Yes, we have also this one.
This one. Okay. So
tell me more about this. What is going on right here?
This is in Malacca. So they passed me the phone.
Okay.
I said, "Hey, let's go Malacca," and I think there's a lot of interesting details to take that. So we took a drive 2 hours down from KL. Went to Malacca. Checked in, chucked our bags in, and then said, "Okay, let's walk around the block." This was a Airbnb that we checked in, and we took a walk around the block, and this was just right behind. I said, "Hey, this is what we should do. We should capture all the old details, things that are gonna vanish in a couple of years time. Yeah. And this was a shop. It's a handicraft shop. What they do is they do cutouts of red paper. And all these are real actual colors. They're not paint. They're actually real cutouts. So what we did was, hey, you know, that's very nice, and the colors are fantastic. So if you want to take street pictures, you know, these are one of those nice places to do it. You don't have to walk very far, and you can see nice details. So nice little wide angle camera. Obviously, it's a little bit stretchy on the side, but hey, you know, that's what wide angle does. If you look at it, most cameras have this small little problem. It's called red. To capture red and all the tonality and all the details and the separation between the red and the oranges, this camera does fine. You know, look at it. There's orange and there's red. It is not one patch of red. So there's orange and red. You can still see the texture. You look at the lantern. There's orange and red in it. So it's not one patch of red. It's just not overly saturated. Nice details.
And I like how. And at this close, we can see how sharp it is still.
Yes,
you know, especially those intricate designs.
A2 size.
A2 size.
Would you print A2 size for your regular print?
On the camera, I mean, like.
No, I think it's fine now. Take your Zenfone 5Z, take a picture, print A2 size. Look, you know, you don't have to go to an art gallery to buy art. Make your own. I think the phone costs less.
Your own.
Phone costs less. Yes. Flagship. The Snapdragon 845, less than 2,000 ringgit. I don't remember the exact details.
We will reveal it later.
I hope. So, but if you look at it, you know, buy the phone, take a nice picture, print it out, hang your own art. Yeah,
amazing.
I like this picture. The yellow lines coincide with the yellow here, the red frames with the red lantern again, and all the red details. No, it's cool and nothing really adjusted. It's very natural.
You see. Okay, let's move on to the second one. Let's see what we have.
This gentleman.
Did you ask his permission before you know? Oh, so this was a candid one.
Why? Natural. Yeah. You want to catch people doing stuff. I think street photography is all about catching naturalness. If you set it up too much, the guy will be smiling at you. It kind of takes away the picture. I like this. You know, I was walking past and I could hear him working with his tools. You know, I said, look, you know, and with a large camera, as a professional photographer, it always is quite intimidating. You see someone with a big camera, you go like, you know, what's he doing? You know, but I had the most fun. Doing street photography is not being noticed. You know, you take a small phone, good camera quality, and I can print out A2, right? So I went up, I walked around the block, and I saw him doing this. I said, oh, that's very nice. Picked up the camera, it was on silent mode anyway, snapped a picture. Then he noticed I was there, I said, and then he smiled at me. I think that's nice because now I caught a picture of him hardworking and he wasn't posing. I didn't pay him to pose, and that was the picture we had. And you know, craft like this in Malacca, it's going missing. Take a camera, take a Zenfone 5Z, walk around the block in Malacca, take as many pictures as this,
and print it out at the size.
Next one.
All right, last one.
What do we have? This one.
This way. Okay.
Now, this was fun to do. This was probably again, you know, 3 hours after we've done, we've collected the phone from you guys. I said, hey, you know, this was the nearest intersection that I could go to, and I will review on camera the fun part about all this, finding small spots in the city to take a nice angle. Yeah. So this one is at the MRT station in Bukit Bintang. It's a really around the corner. Nobody really walks there. And I said, hey, you know, I wanted one that had cars, that had the train, that had buildings. So a nice intersection with all the people walking across. So this was the one at the MRT. And I said, nice. What I did was, of course, it's a brand new phone, really slippery. You know, very quite dangerous. But I was holding out the phone out over the railing. I said, hey, you know, take the risk. I drop it, they might give me another one. So I said, okay, let's do that. Take the phone, stretch out my hand, and take a picture. So obviously I avoided some other things along the way, but this was the picture that I caught broad daylight. Details were with the sky. See, it's not overblown. Details underneath the bridge, underneath the railing. It's all still there.
Right.
Still details inside some of the shops here. People walking. Look at the colors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really, really vibrant.
Nice and sharp. You know, you could go up here. I could tell.
Yeah.
She's eating a McDonald's. So
yeah, that's true.
right, exactly.
Okay.
So the details.
Right. Okay.
Right?
Fantastic. Guys, isn't that incredible that the Zenfone 5C can now take these bigger than life size pictures, especially anyone can do it right now with
Exactly,
this.
anyone.
That's truly incredible. Now guys, before we move on to the second part, make sure to like, comment, share, listen to what we are going on during the live stream, because there are contests and amazing prizes that you can win. And since we are still on the subject of camera, you know what? Let's put it to the test. Let's head outside right now, take a few pictures to give people, the audience right now, to have a look and see how we do it, and that anyone can take amazing pictures like this. Let's head on right outside now.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Okay. Let's
go.
So what are some tips for taking outside photography?
Well, outdoor photography is fun. There's a lot of things to look at, but it could be quite distracting. There's so many things and elements outdoors that could be distracting from your picture. So I think the key important thing to do is to look at composition. What to include and what not to include. So as a professional photographer, that's our job. Let's take a look at this potted flower, potted plant. Nice purple color. I love purple. I'm very purple. So let's try and move to an angle where I think it looks good. About here. Okay, let's go for it. The depth of field effect is on. It's very nice. Isolates the picture. Don't really need to adjust the brightness because it's quite powerful. Done.
Do you usually need to have a background, like a far off background, or you can shoot near subjects?
I think with the depth of field effect, the 3D technology that's built in, it senses the depth of the picture and it decides to look, oh, the items at the back can be further away, and therefore it blurs the background. So you really don't need to stand too far away. You just get it. You put your camera close enough, and it does the job for you. Yeah.
And how about maybe a scenery? Do you think we can take something nice around here? Maybe the trees?
Yeah.
Perhaps?
I think one of the nice things about this tree is that we could come over this side. And there's this nice set of trees here. The idea is you want to take something that gives you a look, and now obviously there's some parts that's going to be too bright and too dark, and I want some details in the wall. That's pretty good.
How about we get a portrait subject?
That would
right? Elvina? How about we have Elvina?
That's nice. How about you stand about near the wall, and then we can go up close and try and take a picture. That's very nice. Okay. So what I want you to do, one of the nice things is that with the outdoor, you can choose between being in the shadow or being in the bright sunlight. We did in the bright sunlight now. I put her in the shadow because then it doesn't make the harsh sunlight in the face. So what she's in the right spot right now. All I need her to do is move her back towards the wall. Yeah. Okay. And then turn your face a little bit more. Shift shoulders down a little bit. Very nice. See, pretty natural. Very easy. Very easy. Very nice. A little bit more up, chin up a little bit. Thank you.
Looks amazing.
Nice. One more, last one. Photographers, there's always one more. Just a wide shot of her, a little bit down. You can see with a very limited space.
Very nice.
You could get. So we've done with the picture. Look at that. You don't need a professional location. You just have to know how to compose. It looks good already.
Very impressive. Okay, thank you so much, Peter. Thank you, Elvina. And now we will move on to the part where I think all of you have been waiting for. Now let's head on in and we'll talk more. And now we are back with Mr. Lee Huai Bin, and this time we also have Steffi Lim from Lazada. Now, before we begin, now we have the second contest question going on right now, and if you have been paying attention, you will know that the Zenfone 5Z has an AI camera. Now, the question we have for you is how many scenes can the Zenfone 5Z's AI scene detection capture? If you guys have been paying attention, you will know the answer, and all you need to do now is to comment in the comment section below. Make sure to share and also like so you guys can increase your chances of winning some amazing prizes. Now, it's a time that you guys have been waiting for, and also myself, is what is the local retail specs and pricing for the Zenfone 5Z in Malaysia? Lee?
Okay, now the Zenfone 5Z comes in two colors, right? The first one is going to be the Meteor Silver and also the Midnight Blue, with all the jam-packed features that I have explained just now, and also the flagship hardware. Now, the pricing is going to be amazing, right? Snapdragon 845, 6GB RAM and 128GB storage is going to retail at 1899. And another variant, which is also Snapdragon 845, 8GB RAM and 256GB storage, which is retailed at 2299. But that's not all from us today. There will be a very exclusive offer from Lazada. Now to Stephanie.
So tomorrow on 31st July, for one day only, you can get the Zenfone 5Z, the 6GB RAM with 128GB storage for 1699.
Oh.
So that is 200 ringgit savings from the retail price, and it's a limited quantity. So go get it tomorrow on 31st July. Check out the Lazada Asus official store, or you can check out our last month channel as well, which we'll be launching tomorrow.
Okay, well, okay, let me get this straight again, Steffi. You're saying I can get the Zenfone 5Z 6GB, 128GB storage for only 1699.
Yeah.
200 ringgit off tomorrow, 31st July, Tuesday. One day only, but limited quantity.
Yeah.
Guys, make sure you get it. It's truly an amazing offer. So make sure tomorrow you guys go to our Lazada store and purchase it. Now, before we end it all, we have our last contest question, which is what is the exclusive offer for the Zenfone 5Z on Lazada? We just mentioned it. All you have to do now is comment in the comment section below. Tell us, share with your friends, increase your chances of winning some amazing prizes. And that is all from us today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you, Lee. Thank you, Steffi. And we will see you guys soon.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.